What I saw had the potential to be a game changer, on the landscape of how we do business, how we interact, and you've made it clear like this thing we can program it to answer these questions that we would generally answer, basically our frequently asked questions.
Yeah, right.
And then turn you over to a human after you have gone through the lesser complex interactions that might get you to a solution before you actually need a human. I think it has a lot of potential there. It has a lot of potential. So, can you tell us if you already have clients that are using this, what's their feedback about Persona? And if you've not, like just what your hopes are for how Persona is going to impact those that use it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So Persona is very new. We do have about 300 users using it right now, who have it deployed and active. But it is very new, and we're always pushing out updates. So we haven't been pushing it too much, but we've seen a lot of really interesting things so far. So, I mean, in terms of use cases, so first, you're absolutely right. Customer support is a huge one, right? Instead of talking to a chatbot that can't seem to understand what you want and sends you in circles, talk to and just speak, don't type, just speak to someone there who is a face that can at least give you the right information, understand what you need, give you the information, or connect you with a human if need be. Beyond just customer support, a lot of really interesting use cases. So one that's very interesting is in education. So we have a very big marketing guru, sort of like Tony-esque level, Tony Robbins-esque level guru and coach who's using this to educate people on marketing and like, so what are the best practices in marketing? You can kind of pick his brain. So he's a coach, right? And instead of me spending, however much it would be for a very expensive coaching session with him, he basically opened up his persona so you can have this conversation with him and pick his brain about what he knows, acquired over, decades of his experience. So a lot of interesting education ones there. What for me, I mean, how I started it and what I think is going to sort of be the biggest use case is essentially for any knowledge worker, meaning a knowledge worker is, anyone who works online, basically, right? Who essentially has to talk to people regularly for their business. So be it a marketing manager, be it a small business owner, be it a plumber, right? And if you want to basically have a chat and sort of get to know them, right? Because a lot of human communication, in fact, most of human communication is not just information. It's sort of the feel of someone, right? That's what we call it persona, because it's like the spirit, the essence of somebody that you are connecting with, right? And so that for us is what we try to basically capture and then sort of, represent at scale. So if I'm looking for, a plumber in the area and I go on someone's website and I can have a quick chat with that plumber, except right now he's not chatting with me. He's actually at a job site, right? But I'm getting that feel for him and I start to build trust and now I'm ready to move forward with him. So the use cases, I mean, kind of like our main product, although I think this is a bit more, clear in terms of the use cases. Really, really limitless. I think, going into the future, I think everyone will have a persona, but whether it's persona, our persona, right, or sort of this concept down the road, right, as the space continues to develop, you will have a digital representation of yourself that can speak six languages, right, when you can only speak one. Can be able to answer and research complex questions that you don't have the time to, or you just simply don't know at that point, right? And can represent you so you can just focus on the interactions that are already sort of pre-vetted and pre-qualified by that digital clone. So that's where I see the space going. And then like just to comment on where I see it going perhaps even further down the road is, so you have the idea of a human and a persona interacting, right? The human getting information. And then what do you think about a persona and a persona interacting? So, V, before, we started chatting, if our two personas got together and had a chat and figured, okay, your persona decided this is a good fit for having Dawn on the show, and my persona decided this is good fit to go on the show, right? Then we have a match, right? And then we can move forward with that. Except humans only have so much time, so we only do that on a one by one level. But personas are completely scalable, right? These are all machines, so you can actually have 1,000 personas talking to each other within a couple of milliseconds, right? And essentially scale that way. So what you're doing is essentially connecting and networking in a way that never was before possible, just because of the limits of time.
It's absolutely amazing.